I've been stuck in a loop for a long time now, at least a couple years, where I make decisions for myself that I think are best for me in the present moment, but later come to realize that it wasn't the right choice, that there's actually a better choice. And then I switch and I move to that thing. And that led me to start to job hop. I used to go from one job to the next, to the next, to the next, because every time I found an issue with where I was at, I found something else that would fulfill that issue. And ultimately, it created a loop in my life that I got stuck in, where I was constantly fulfilling and creating problems for myself. I would make a problem for me to be able to solve. And that is what made me feel like I was doing my best to progress in life. And in reality, I was just running myself around in circles. And it's a loop that I constantly find myself trying to avoid now. Like it's something that comes back up in my mind, and I have to actively realize that, oh, that's right, that's that loop. And I try to avoid it. What do I mean by that? Well, with me job hopping and coming up with issues to solve, every time I would think, oh, this job isn't, what I thought it was at the beginning. Like, it's like this now, and I just really don't like it. It's just not working out for me. I start to look for another job or not. And that's really the decision that I have to make. Either look for a new job or stick with it. And I get stuck in the loop by looking for a new job. But that's when I have to actively realize, no, I'm not going to look for another job. That's not the answer. I chose this job initially for a reason. The choices that you make in life should be always for a reason. And if you lose track of that reason, then yes, you fall into this loop. And I want y'all to be extremely careful. I want y'all to be extremely careful of falling into this same trap as I did. Life has so many struggles and issues already. You don't need to make more for yourself. And really, you need to realize that you need to trust yourself, and you need to hold yourself accountable to your choices. And that's something I had to learn the hard way. That's what got me out of that loop. And right now, in my current moment, my present issue in my life right now is my work-life balance. I'm a truck driver. I drive trucks for a living, and I'm really happy and I'm really grateful that I have this opportunity to have this type of work, because it's getting me to the levels that I've always wanted to be at, so I can start to do the things I've always wanted to do. But it does have its issues. I don't have a work-life balance. I'm living in the truck. I'm living the work. And, it comes with a fair share of other issues as well, but that's the main one for me. When I got into this line of work, it was for a particular and single reason, and that was for my finances. I have been financially struggling for years now, and with not having any sort of education or anything like that, this was the best route that I saw for me to take to get me out of that financial struggle. But I am realizing that recently I am extremely irritable, and I take that on my wife, which is unfair for her. I vent to her, I tell her my struggles, what I'm irritated by, what my problems are day to day, and realistically it's stressing her out, and really they're issues that cannot be solved by her or anything that really she has to say about it. These are issues that I have to solve, that I have to deal with. And the more I put it on her, the more I just stress her out, and the more it just becomes a bigger problem, right? So I realized that I have to stay in my decision. I have to trust myself that this decision that I made for me was the best decision possible, and I need to see it through to the end. I chose this for a reason, and I'm not going to back out of it like all my other choices in the past. and I'm going to see it through. Because that's why I got into it to begin with, was the end goal. And if I'm not going to hit that end goal, then I failed. I'm not solving any other issue by switching to another job because it has a better work-life balance or it has less stresses. It's just going to extend that issue. It's going to extend the problem for another day. And I don't want to do that. So I advise to y'all, think about what you're doing. Take a step back from your situation and think about your choices that you're making for your life. Are they solving the issue that you have right now, just in this present moment? Or are they going to solve the big picture issue? If it's going to solve the big picture issue, stick to it. See it through to the end. And don't drag everybody else along with it. This is your choice. This is your decision that you have to get through yourself. And thinking that other people, your loved ones, are there to help you get through it. They are. They can support you. But they can't solve anything. And that's a very important lesson that you need to learn. There's a lot of y'all that are probably confused about what I'm talking about, but I'm sure that there's a lot of y'all that relate to this. If you guys are confused about this, congratulations. I mean, shoot, maybe you guys just don't have too much to worry about or something. I don't know. I don't know your situation. But if you relate, then I'm sure you guys are going through it and you're just trying to figure life out. Like the rest of us, you know what I mean? So I really hope that this helps in some way. You know, I just don't want y'all to fall into this same trap that I did. Stop switching decisions. Stop job hopping. Stick to something for a while. Stick to it. If you have an end goal, if you went into it for a particular reason, get to that goal. Get to that reason. Don't hop out the boat early, and then don't drag everybody else with you as you do it. This is your thing. This is your journey. So that's it. I won't keep pushing the point to y'all. That's pretty much all I wanted to talk to y'all about. I hope this helps. And if you want to follow my journey as I talk about other similar things and the development of my personal brand, go and give me a subscribe. Leave me a comment down in the comment section below if you've ever experienced something similar to this. Yeah, go and like the video, give it a share, and I appreciate y'all for watching. I'm excited to see y'all in the next one, and bye.